So the last thing that we ended up with here was kind of hanging out and talking to this king. I think the very last thing that happened was Jellen running out of the room after I think Dell had said something about Lanariel being his girlfriend, and of course the young gnome had run off, feeling the full weight of Lanariel's womanhood in his presence. And I think that was kind of the end of it, was Jellen just kind of running off. So with that, Dell just kind of looks around at the rest of the party and just kind of chuckles a little bit and shakes his head. Well, should we be off after the middle one?
What about the missing gnomes? Did we actually find out about those guys?
Or perhaps it would be worth searching around the rest of the place. But it sounds like perhaps they've been eaten.
I'd say they probably made the fat that I almost made.
All right. Are you feeling better, sir? That was
Actually
a nasty bite you took.
Oh, I'm just perfect.
As you're kind of still wincing, holding onto your side, definitely feeling, some of these wounds a little bit deeper than the flesh, the surface flesh.
Yes, but never admit to it.
Of course. Okay. And so, you guys are kind of sitting there, and suddenly Nerkly kind of stops you, and he says, wait, before you go, I just wanted to give you, some sort of a bit of a reward for helping. And I understand that he was drunk, and, obviously he knocked himself quite unconscious, but when it comes to it, the news of this creature's defeat will be very much welcome. I am still a little bit out of sorts. If you wouldn't mind, in the trunk there, perhaps there's something you can make use of. And you see a chest over here. You want to open that up and check it out, Kellen? Okay. You see this chest, and it is unlocked, and as you open it up, you see that it contains what seems to be a hat that looks like kind of a very classic wizard's sort of a hat.
you don't say.
I do say, and it's kind of an antiquated cone-shaped hat, and it's adorned with gold crescent moons and stars all across it, and it's got kind of this deep blue sort of a color to it. And it seems to be a very special, kind of a wizardly looking hat. You
Right,
also
smells like an anime mops.
yes, indeed. You also see you also see description page. This thing should have descriptions. Be way cooler. So you do see this item kind of sitting in there as well, and it seems to kind of look like a charred stick, but you can tell that there's been some sort of a lacquer or something that's been applied to this thing after this charring or whatever seems to have happened to it. And it's probably, a good foot and a half, foot to a foot and a half long. Kind of a thin stick.
Whip around with both objects in my hand and shout for my brother, but he's not here. And it's like, there's moments like I can't share it with my brother, and it's like, oh, my magic.
Unbeknownst to the group, Jellen ran all the way back, and then he ran all the way back to the room. Now he's just crouching in the little secret doorway, looking through the crack, and he's like,
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Down! Down!
What are you doing sneaking around there? Come on out of there.
Down, wait. We need something to help Mendolynn. Ask the kings if they can donate any weaponry or anything to help defend the town against the dragon. We need to convince the master that we have we have something that we can help Mendolynn with.
We can all hear you very clearly in here, young gnome. Please, come on in.
he runs away.
Something for Mendolynn. Yes, well. We are definitely all in danger from this dragon that has moved into the area. I must warn you, I've definitely heard reports and rumors of more orc trouble in the area coming down from the mountains. No offense, of course.
She probably rolls her eyes and is like,
Pretty much. And he kind of pauses for a moment and says, please, take both of these items if perhaps they can help you or help Mendolynn, then please make use of them.
just before we skedaddle with these cool new things, do you actually know what they do? I mean, this is a very, very nice hat, as I maybe caress it a little more, creepily than I should. But
Well, of course I do know what they are. This one here is a very nice, actually, a hat of wizardry. What it will do is it will allow you to focus some of your magic. I suppose, being your father's son, that perhaps this item might hold some interest for you. And sometimes it will allow you to cast magics that you're unfamiliar with. So, quite an interesting item.
oh, you don't say. This. I mean, like it's kind of cool, but it also looks like a charred piece of a. I mean,
Yes, that one is
Yeah,
a little bit deceptive in its appearance, of course. That one would be a wand. And another thing that perhaps your party or the town itself could make use of, it's I believe they said it's a wand of pyrotechnics.
okay. Wand of pyrotechnics, a hat of wizardry. This is right up my alley. But yeah, it could possibly, maybe, make its way to Mendolynn. Totally. I'm not.
Okay. Yes, I'm not sure what we'll do if the dragon were to come to here for any reason, but we are kind of tucked away and hidden in the mountain.
White dragons, or I mean, nah. White dragons. I think. What was it? In the stories that they're the stupid ones.
Well, they are very
I mean, really vicious.
instinctual
What's the-
hunters, is perhaps the more generous term.
Being generous to evil dragons. But sure, no. But yeah, with instinctual hunters, she's not gonna spend all the time to dig us out. When
Never
there's
forget the
town-
power of flattery with these vile creatures.
There
I
are
should work
much
on that.
there are much bigger meals to be had, just so you know.
Apparently, roving bands of orcs and poor caravanners.
And animated convents.
I mean,
What difference? Hopefully there's no more of these creatures about. The loss of two is
Yep.
or 3, I suppose. Is more than enough out of all of this.
oh, we should. Are there what is it? Are there? Do we have any druids? Those nature caster people.
I believe most of the druids would be in the forest to the north of here.
Oh, Or say maybe send a delegation to the forest. Not a delegation, but like somebody to go to the forest. I know druids. They're good with creatures and finding animals, right? So maybe they can help find if there's any more of these. I don't know if it's an actual animal or not, but seems like a creature try to eat people like a creature did. So maybe druids can help.
I believe that would be a wise adventure for you to set yourself upon.
Quest generated.
Bing. Hello, question mark. All of a sudden, you go. Please visit the kitchens on your way out and take some of the wine and provisions for your journey. And do be careful. We've heard there's bandits on the roads out there.
Oh, we met the bandits, and those 2 bandits we met, they will be banditing. They won't be stealing anymore.
You met them.
Oh yeah, we met them, we fought them, we beat them, we were victorious. Kind of, actually, it was surprising. Kellen, even though he's kind of scared of stuff, as he's not here no more. He was actually pretty good with that crossbow thing he has.
Jellen.
Jellen.
Jellen, right? Sorry.
You gotta see. You told it. You said it was going to be me.
I did the same thing last session.
Um,
We did.
Okay. He says, "Well, I do hope you got all of them. I heard there's a number of them. They've been waylaying travelers and saying that we have some kind of secret weapon. But obviously, that's ridiculous."
We only caught a few of them, but I mean, there's always more bandits. I mean, sadly, people take that road in life quite often.
Yes, indeed. Well, I must rest. Obviously, Corvos needs some rest as well. And you see Corvos is just kind of passed out on this other lounge over here, just crashed out, drunk, passed out. And so, yeah, you finally do see some guards kind of come in, and one of them kind of stands post here in the doorway, and then the other one kind of gestures you guys out of the king's chambers. And so you guys are able to kind of make your way over to the kitchens. Go ahead and just
Awesome.
there. Well, that's not the kitchens.
I was about to say, what happened? We disappeared.
I'll be over here. I'll be right back for you, sir. If anything is too loud, please go over to your settings. You guys can turn down the volume.
All right, that's much better. Whew. Those blades scared me.
Yes, that was really loud.
I
I think they ramp up the speed on the blades.
It's so quiet in here.
You would think so.
They're really gonna amp up the RPMs on the servos going.
So, as you
No clue what that
guys
means.
enter into this chamber, you can see that this it used to be some sort of a workshop, but it's been converted into a kitchen, and you can see that there are pulleys and gadgets and gizmos all around this kitchen. It's made to be gnome size, and you can see like all of these conveyor belts, like when things going down and a spatula comes out and it turns whatever on the stove, and like all of these automated things, so like and pulleys, so the gnomes can basically run this whole kitchen from all of these gadgets and gizmos and assorted devices that are all the way throughout this kitchen. And after a few moments, you do see that these kitchen workers kind of take notice of you, and you see Joybell kind of comes over, and she just kind of joyfully greets you guys and kind of gives you guys some new rations. Just insists that you guys eat even while you're standing there in the kitchen. She's like putting food in your hands for you guys to like just start eating while she's standing there and packing up other provisions for you to be taking on your way. And just kind of, telling you about the events that have been happening kind of in Nomengard and, obviously the missing gnomes as well.
Oh, while she's telling us all this stuff and giving us stuff, I try to inquire with her about certain herbs I may need because Drop seems to have disappeared.
Yes, and you have been kind of reaching out and trying to get a hold of this familiar of yours. And still, there seems to be something that is blocking this connection that you had seemed to have previously established, but something just seems to be blocking your ability to communicate with this familiar.
Do I still think the connection is there, just blocked?
You feel like there is definitely something, like your magic hasn't been wasted, but you just can't seem to connect with him ever since you've entered Nomengard.
He was with us for a little bit, and like move over next to Jellen and say, "Hey, Jellen, I think the situation here has gotten worse. Jot's not, or my familiar. I can feel somewhat of a connection, but I can't get through to him. You help me. Before we leave, you think the others will help me find him?"
Is this a real thing? Did you really make a familiar?
Yeah. No, you didn't notice the raven that was sort of following us?
No.
He would have probably been a bat. He can be a
bat,
a centipede, or a toad.
So he would have been a bat.
Not at all.
Okay, seriously, I was able to finally get the ingredients we needed from the Barthen's goods before we left, and after we faced the bandits, I was finally able to actually summon a familiar. But I guess maybe the magic from Normangard interfered, and I got one that I wasn't expecting. It turned, he was more intelligent than... He wasn't like a small animal like we normally get.
Mm-hmm.
He was like an intelligent little... Actually, sort of kind of reminded me of like maybe a demon or a devil. But he was pretty cool. He was like... cover his mouth. Look, I know. But, I mean, he didn't, like, strike out or anything.
Kellen, summoning demons. What have I warned you about? Summoning demons! Specifically demons!
Look, he was, okay, I wasn't trying to. Look, but the point is, he wasn't that bad. He was actually pretty good. And then, he had the whole ability to turn into, like, 3 different creatures is really useful, honestly. He was a centipede and a toad and a bat at one point, and otherwise
and a plague of locusts, and then a curse upon the firstborn children, and then all sorts of other bad things. These are
Kellen. Jellen. God damn it. Jellen, look at me. This is serious. I'm not joking. I'm worried about my familiar. It was expensive to summon him. The connection is there. We need to find him.
Mostly it was expensive.
Okay. So, it's not unheard of that you would summon such a peculiar familiar that may be tied to you may have some sort of connection with a plane outside of something fey, and maybe something deeper. You are a Boomsparkle. We're stronger than most. But as far as not being able to summon him here, I have to assume it's because of the wild magic that's always permeated the place. Maybe if you summoned him in here, it would have been okay, but because you summoned him outside, it may have prevented him. Or maybe if he was a bat? I mean, maybe he got shot down, maybe he found a better cave. I don't know. But we can help when we get out of here. But, you know, it's weird for me to have to tell you to be careful. But be careful.
I was being careful. I did everything right. It's the wild magic, I swear. Also, it was 15 gold, Jellen. 15 fucking gold.
15
okay?
gold.
It's a lot of money.
We could use that for the Emporium. Summon demons? Okay. Okay. Well, figure it out. Let's finish up our meals. Gosh, you know, so much food. And, you know what? I want to make sure that I get back in the crab. Mom said I could take it. And I want to see how many of those casks of wine we can bring back. That's one of the things that might be able to help us, the healing wine.
True. And I mean, the crab, we could take barrels back instead of, like, water skins.
Exactly. Carry it back with the crab. And then when we get the crab back, I can reverse engineer it and perhaps build some other mechano-magnificence! He yells at her through the kitchen.
God damn it, Jellen. But no, but remember, Mom said it.
Mom said it.
She said you can do the reverse engineering stuff, but no giving it to the humans.
It's true.
Alabaster, no offense.
That's a terrible idea. Okay.
No giving war machines to the humans. They'll pervert it.
I don't...
We'll see. You actually see Dell just kind of, observing all of this or whatever, and he just kind of looking at the two of you, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think it's a very good idea for the humans really to be getting their hands on any of these gadgets yet."
I'm gonna break it all the way down. You don't have to worry.
It's just going to be like the one for you, right?
It's just the one, and when we get back to Mendolynn, it's not even gonna be that. It's gonna be taken apart immediately.
Yeah, but then you're gonna like draw up some plans or something, and then these humans are gonna, you know how humans do, they're gonna take this thing and turn it like massive size.
Maybe if the humans can read Gnomish and read my particular brand of Gnomish, he'd be like, no, it's hard for other people to understand my brilliance.
I no longer feel worried. Yeah, they'll never be able to read his notes.
See?
Never mind. You're good.
All right. I'm gonna hold some reservations on that one, but yeah, I trust you.
Thank you.
And he kind of turns over to Joy Bell and he says, "Yeah, about that wine. Is there any more of that from your friend here?" And Joy Bell just had kind of pulled out of the ice box a pitcher, and as she's pouring a cup, she kind of holds it out to Alabaster and says, "Well, actually, love, this is the last of what we have right now. We might be able to spare some in the future, but we will have to make more."
Is she offering to me the last drink?
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna chug that thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a 1d6.
You're supposed to enjoy it, not just chug it, damn it.
And you get 2 more hit points back.
It's pretty good when you're level 1.
Yeah, I'll take any hit points when I'm level 1. Okay.
Here.
So you guys definitely do get a very nice meal. And, you know, there's supposed to be a way. Is this it? No. Oh, is this it? No. Have Lanariel start following Dell. Yes. Okay, hopefully this works. So now I should be able to move Dell. Yes, and Lanariel's just going to follow me. That's awesome.
Foundry!
boundary, I love you. All right, so Dell's going to start heading on his way out of here with the new provisions and everything getting kind of restocked. You guys will all like to follow.
Remember to be suspicious of everything.
Jellen is poking everything with his extendable 10-foot pole as he walks through.
Yeah, Dell's just kind of walking through, not really paying attention to all that. They did come and bring you some more supplies, and they brought you some more incense, and they brought you, I think most of, besides the incense, it's just kind of common items, right?
It's herbs. Like I still have the brazier.
Right. Okay. So they'll give
yeah.
you another round of supplies to cast Find Familiar.
If
I'm
they're
keeping a
heading...
lookout for any bats.
I'm sorry, you guys are both talking.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just saying I keep a lookout for any bats. I'd be like, Jot, that you, buddy?
Okay.
Jellen is going to run back, or he's going to say, "I'm going to grab the robot crab," and he's going to head back and grab the crab real quick.
Okay, I'll just move it there for you.
What about the?
Would Jellen be able to grab? You mentioned earlier that they were out of wine, but Jellen was hoping to grab a barrel, since it is a barrel crab, at least one barrel, to bring back.
To like make another one out of, you mean?
Well, he was. There are barrels. There's that section that has a whole. It looks almost like a wine cellar. It's just full of barrels.
Yeah.
I thought that was full of barrels of wine. I was hoping to.
Oh, there are, but it's the regular gnomish wine that just kind of gets you drunk, and then there's another one that's like a more special reserve.
Oh, but the wine they have stored is the drunk wine, not the healing wine.
Yes.
Okay, can you take a drunk wine just to
Yeah.
try to smooth over the crew for helping their fellow gnomes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then when we get back, we can be like, if you open the Emporium, we might loan out this crab, with the fingers crossed behind her back so we're not going to get it. But hope is good.
I have another idea. I wanna talk with our group. I think there's something here. Look what we just did. We could do great things together.
I mean, yeah, I normally think the whole bandit things, that was slightly terrifying and bloody, but actually, okay, to be honest, very, very exciting. Much more exciting than study. But still.
It looks like Jellen has been moved outside of the map. Could you grab him and throw him near the group?
Where is that, Jellen?
He's all the way off to the east.
Oh, the hell did he get over there?
he's a wild one.
He really ran.
He went for it. Okay. So you should have your mount there.
Let's see.
Cool.
Hey, also, while we're going, I say, hey, Jellen.
Oop, I think... Oh, what did I do?
When you're moving, you want to try and move the crab token and not your token.
Did you mount me? I think I accidentally unmounted myself. There we go.
You're mounted now. So try and grab the edge and move the crab token. There you go.
Got it, thank you.
Yes, Kellen?
Yeah, walking along with Jellen, I say, to be honest, I wanted to follow in Dad's footsteps, but Mom keeps giving him so much shit for it. I think I might focus on a different school of magic. Maybe I won't get as much shit as Dad gets.
Well, considering you're already summoning demons, it might be a good idea if you try something else.
Look, again, we've talked about this. Not summoning demons. It was partially an accident created by wild magic. But yeah, anyways, I'm thinking conjuration might not be the path for me. Because, Mom and Dad argue about it all the time, and then Mom sort of shits on Dad, and then because I'm trying to follow in his footsteps, I get a lot of the flack too.
Well, what are you thinking?
It's pretty disheartening. Uh, uh, so, conjuration's great and it's bringing like materials or creatures into being and all that stuff. But I was thinking that with opening the emporium and everything,
Uh-huh.
maybe transmutation would be a good one.
Transmutation.
That
That
way,
that would be very helpful. Having the ability to turn one thing into another would allow us to create some excellent materials for use with building what is going to be our forefront of our emporium, excellent machinery and inventions.
Isn't that something like they deal with
I
what?
was thinking
I heard something like
transmutation would be
alchemy or something like that, oi?
Yes, alchemy is a bit more mundane than straight up transmutation. Transmutation has a lot to do with, you can use it for organics, you can also use it for inorganics. It's really about changing one property to another, and it's going to be a huge boon to us. If that's the way you decide to go, I will support whatever decision you make, Cal.
He looks at
Messing
you with like
around with
eyebrows
demons,
raised.
oi?
Like, you've actually been listening.
What? Too many people
What
talking.
did you say, Quinn?
I'm just like Kellen is like eyebrows raised and sort of. You've actually been listening.
Of course I've been listening. Knowledge is power!
And then he hugs Kellen with the crab claw. He just puts the crab claw.
Too tight. Too tight.
Oh, yeah, these two. So as you guys continue on, you finally start coming back up the pathway and coming back up to this bridge that you were at before, where you had this encounter.
On the way there, Joan would like to state,
Now, guys, remember, I don't think we got them all. One of the bandits mentioned a boss named Alvinder, so we should keep an eye out for any more ambushes.
Yep, totally. Sure. Guess I'm still trying to look for like bats, toads, and centipedes.
Okay. And as you're kind of looking around and as you start walking up the path, you suddenly notice. Go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage because you're looking around.
Is that to all of us?
No, just for Kellen. I mean, well, I guess anyone that happened to be looking around could look around. I mean, roll a perception check.
I don't think Alabaster would be caring too much.
nice. "18 with advantage."
Okay. Concerned about your brother's distraught about this familiar situation, not necessarily understanding the magic of it, but recognizing your brother's distress. You're also kind of just looking around, and it takes a while as you guys are hiking, and you notice this kind of like white flutter, like in the trees, and it kind of just like, and then disappears again. And then a few minutes later, you see another little dash, and then it disappears again. And you just kind of like make note of this movement in the trees. And it seems to follow you for quite some time up in these trees.
Everyone, something's following us. It doesn't look like a bat.
Wait, where? What?
It's up in the trees.
He looks upwards in the trees.
And Alabaster readies his crossbow.
Okay. As you guys are kind of looking, you don't see anything as you're just kind of looking up into the branches and the boughs of these trees that are around you. And for a good long moment, nothing happens as you're kind of staring into these branches.
You sure you saw something?
I'm pretty sure I saw something. Just stay frosty.
You sure you're not just just a wee bit distracted from all of the excitement back in Nomagard there?
No, this is something else.
Okay. Well, perhaps it'll reveal itself as we carry on then, eh?
Perhaps.
Doubtfully, with suspicion, Jellen finally turns away as Alabaster and Dell turn away back onto the track. And Kellen last to turn, kind of wistfully looking into the trees with the mix of concern as well. As you're about to turn away, you suddenly see this claw stick out from the side of this tree, and it just very slowly reaches out and grabs the tree, and then you see this white owl kind of slide out, and it's looking down at you, and it turns its head all the way to the side, and it turns its head all the way to the other side, and just blink, 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 blink.
White owl. 7 o'clock.
Right, I think I have a feature for this. Don't I have a feature for this?
I mean, if anyone's hungry, I'll take it down.
Oh,
Do you say anything to the party?
there we go. Yep, using my special force gnome abilities. Try and see what the guy's about. I'm like, hey there, you.
Yeah, I
make it kind of weird looking. To everyone else, it's weird bird noise and everything, but to him and probably his dad, it's obviously communication with small beasts.
I did
Okay.
whisper to everybody, and I pointed out where the white owl
Hey,
was.
What do you say to it? You just say, hey.
Hey you following us? Yeah. What's up?
You see it as its head is kind of cocked at you. It kind of straightens its head real quick, and it kind of almost seems taken aback, and it blinks its eyes a couple more times at you. It says, your owl is quite impeccable. And you hear this voice inside of your head.
Well, thank you. I do try to keep up with tradition.
Oh,
That's
yes.
force gnome.
I was wandering through the forest tonight. I seem to have heard this strange call. And, I found myself here. What are you about, sir?
We're just traveling home. Strange call, you say?
Yeah, something I can't quite explain.
Is it more like a tickling in the back of your mind, or more like a tugging motion? Or tugging feeling?
Well, to be honest, a little bit of both.
1 second, and I'll pull the large sort of tome off my back that is my spell book, and flip through it to the find familiar section, and it's right here.
What's going on?
I don't know how, but you might have a connection with me.
Interesting.
That sort of tugging / tickling in the back of your mind, that sort of led you here, seems to be part of a spell I've cast.
That's very
So
curious.
this is a strange way for it to happen.
Perhaps maybe you have a mouse for me. That's why I've come to find you. Do you have any mice among?
No mice, but I have other things. As I pull out some of the food that our lovely gnomish lady kitchen chef has stuffed with.
Okay. What do you offer to this owl?
like jerky, basically berries. Just like an assortment of different things. Like he has his choice of the pick, pretty much.
Okay. You kind of hold out, a couple of different items, like a piece of fruit or, like a piece of hardtack bread or something like that. And then he just kind of just sitting there looking at you as you kind of hold out, a couple of things. And at this point, the party's obviously stopped and they're kind of observing this interaction. And as you kind of hold out the jerky to this owl, you see it kind of, perk up a little bit, and it swoops down at you just suddenly with this, the speed that's almost a little bit unexpected, and it just does this almost like a flyby maneuver, and it just snatches this jerky out of your hand and then just kind of flips around and loops back and lands back on the tree limb, and it starts just kind of like, pecking down and ripping off chunks of this jerky. Yes, well, it's a little bit dry, but it shall do. You may call me Sebastian, sir.
Oh, nice to meet you, Sebastian. I guess to explain things, I'm guessing earlier, probably maybe a day ago, I cast a spell that's supposed to lead a small animal companion, basically, to my side to help me with my keeping me safe and some spell work, as I am and he sort of puffs up, pushes his arms on his side, a wizard. And
This guy.
I had a companion, but Normangard is, and I point back to the way we came. My home seems to be plagued with some uncontrollable magics, and my companion had disappeared on me. Putting two and two together, I'm guessing maybe the link I had with him has somehow been transferred to you.
Yes, I find that fascinating, to be quite honest. I do believe I kind of stopped listening after you said companion, though. You mean that I'm to be some sort of a servant to you, and I kind of assume that you would be, tending to my needs. So,
Not a servant, more like a partner. That's why I said companion and not servant. Companion, someone who helps another person. They can put their trust in and maybe go on adventures with and learn deep arcane secrets. Do you know anything about magic? I'm not sure.
So you'll not be fetching me mice then?
I mean, that can be part of the deal.
Well, it does sound like a grand adventure, and I seem to find this whole thing very fascinating. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever talked to anyone. It's very strange.
Yep, that first experience can be kind of trippy. I had this mushroom this one time. Woo! I mean, Dad said it was going to be mild. He lied. It was not mild. It was quite the trip.
Yes, well,
I know that face. He's talking about mushrooms.
fathers can be quite tricky sometimes. I remember once when I was a hatchling. Well, that's a story for another time.
Oh, but I guess, to be fully honest, if we're going to, become friends and compatriots and all that, know that even though most of the time we should be okay and safe, there will be moments where, in the pursuit of worldly possessions that we need to sort of live our lives, there may be some danger involved. I mean, I'll do my best to keep you safe and everything, but just to be fully upfront right as we start, because you seem like an intelligent sort, there might be danger involved.
Indeed. Well, as you said, companions keep each other well and safe, and I believe this is something we can manage.
Right.
So this has been a bunch of bird chirping.
Yeah, pretty much.
A bunch of who's.
It's been a conversation actually inside Kellen's head.
Oh, okay, that's better than what I thought I was seeing.
So he started out
Oh no,
speaking
you
with the
probably
who's.
like with the way Kellen is.
I can't
He
hear you,
doesn't-
Jellen. That's all
Oh,
right.
Kellen, what?
Dredd was talking and I couldn't hear him. He was muted. But what were you saying, Quinn?
So with the way Kellen is, with the whole keeping up with the tradition of forest gnomes talking to small beasts, even though the owl is talking back in his head, Kellen is probably making bird noises and sort of strange bird-like mannerisms in outside of his head.
So the whole time you guys saw Kellen basically making bird noises and movements at this owl sitting in the tree, and the whole time the owl is just kind of looking down at him and just kind of cocking its head in different directions, and then suddenly just swooped at him and snatched this jerky and then landed up and then just kind of started eating this jerky up on the branch. Are we done making friends out here then, Oi? Are we going to move along then? We got a little deer we can call over and, perhaps a rabbit or two.
I mean,
So we got 50 gold waiting back in town. That's where we should be headed.
right. And I'll start walking over and say, apparently there's been a development with my whole familiar situation.
Oh?
I don't just randomly stop and talk to owls and trees for no good reason.
I assume so. I mean, you are
Well,
a
that's
wizard.
a good thing.
You're still muted, Dredd. I don't know
Can
what's
you guys
going
not
on
hear
there.
me?
Yeah, I can't hear you, sir.
Test. How about now?
Yes.
Okay,
can hear you.
I had a different window selected. The more you know.
Okay. Okay, so you guys do travel on for a while, and eventually you do come to this familiar setting that you have seen before. And as you start approaching this bridge, let me first go ahead. Oh, wait. How come? It's being done. Hold on, let me quickly give him the right tokens. You guys ready to fight these things again?
Now that I have Sebastian at my side, I'll be unstoppable.
It's true.
I don't know what you mean by again. I didn't fight anything.
On the contrary, you whooped some ass.
Yeah, you and Jellen sort of started off a crit chain.
All right, can you control this little owl here? You can.
Yep. Yes, I can.
Let me go ahead and name this guy because it's not just owl. This is Sir Sebastian. All right. You have an owl, sir. So as you guys start approaching this bridge, across the way, you see this wagon that's kind of pulled up to the other end of the bridge. And as soon as you guys start approaching, you see this very large man kind of standing in the middle of the bridge. And he says, off with you. And he kind of just kind of shoves the dude that he's talking to, and the guy quickly runs and hops in the front of this cart and like just yeah. And he cracks the reins at the horse that's pulling this cart and quickly takes off. And as you guys kind of watch this cart pulling away, you see this very large man kind of turn, and he looks at the lot of you. And go ahead and roll perception checks.
Is there any chance you could also bring in the barrel crab?
Yes. Actually, if you look in this the skull tab where the players are, can you see the folder that says Team Followers?
I got it.
Yeah, you should be able to do that at any time. And that one's going to have the actual stats. So let's do this. And let's do this. Sorry, I gotta grab Lanariel real quick. Everybody go ahead and roll your initiatives.
Is there any result from our perception checks?
Yeah, you guys would, with the 15 or higher, you guys would know or notice that behind this bandit, there's a small cage, and it seems to be like a wrought iron cage, probably maybe about 1.5 feet high, 2 feet high, and probably about 1.5 feet wide. And you can't really tell what's inside this cage at the moment. But he turns and he looks back at the lot of you and he says, well, some people just have really bad timing. And he pulls out a sword.
Here we go again!
And that, my friends, is going to begin combat.
When the cleric goes first.
Are you inside this crab?
Yeah, I was in the crab.
You were in the crab. Alright, I'm going to move Lanariel over here. Just because that crab...
You know, Jellen's got to mount the crab.
Let's get you mounted. Alright. You are officially mounted, sir. Okay. Dell, let's see. So we can do this with control, right? So that's as far as he can go. Well, 30 feet forward is 30 feet forward. That is going to give him 5 feet to this guy. Holy schmoosh. I don't know if I have anything that can go you 5 feet. Okay, so I already cast Detect Magic today. I am going to let's do this, I guess. As he steps forward, You see Dell just start clanging his warhammer on his shield as he steps forward in his plate mail. You hear it clank, 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 and as he does so, he starts chanting. And it's this chant that you haven't heard before from Dell. And as he does so, you see as he's kind of banging it on his shield, you see it start glowing, and then it starts glowing a little bit brighter as he's holding it. And you see like this kind of golden, holy radiance kind of just shining around the Warhammer as he's stepping forward. And he's just kind of eyeballing this bandit as he does so. Oh wait, I can. Oh, I can't. Because I'm not awesome like that. Alright, so that is going to be the end of his turn. That will take us to Alabaster.
Alright. I will move. Oh, gosh, I haven't played a human in a while. What's a human? 30 feet?
Yep. I know.
Alright.
So I got to 30 feet and I was like, God damn it. That's all I could do.
No, I was a dwarf and they had 25 and my tabaxi had some ridiculous number.
Right.
You can always take the dash action.
You can. Bonus
Or
action.
the dodge action.
Wait,
You can bonus action dash though.
I ain't going in the front lines. Crossbow 3120 means anything above 120 is disadvantage?
Anything above 30 is disadvantage. Anything above 120 is going to miss.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I will dash.
We're not level 2, so your dash uses your action.
Yeah, I don't think you have,
Cunning action.
yeah, that one.
Right.
Unless we level up, we level up.
I am not
I will walk up to here.
Okay. So you're going to use your action to dash to there?
Yes, I did.
All right. Very well, sir. Go ahead and hit end turn. A bandit captain and I. Let's do this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
This is a question. How are you doing that?
Who, me?
Yeah, the whole
Oh.
measure out and then move.
Somebody didn't
Oh.
watch the video. Oh.
Control. Control and click. And
Look, I play a lot of D&D in different types of servers, okay? So I ain't got all the
control and
time
click,
for the
and
video.
then every time you click, you can make a turn, and then if you press spacebar, it'll move the guy.
Okay.
So 55 feet. So he is going to roll a disadvantage on both attacks. That's right, I said both attacks. Oh. 15 and a 13. As you see him step forward and he whips a dagger out and he throws it at Dell, and you see Dell just kind of blocks it with his shield. And as he whips another dagger at Dell, you see Dell again kind of gets his shield in front and he blocks that one too. And he just kind of brings his weapons back and he says, "Oh, you're going to have to do a lot better than that, mate." And that is going to be the end of the captain's turn. That is going to bring us to Lanariel, and Lanariel pulls out her battle axe. Oops. She is going to go charge up here. Oops.
I'm sure she says something. What does she say as she runs up there?
Like, oh my god, do we have to like kill these guys again? Like, I'm just gonna stab him in his face.
Gigi?
It's uncanny.
It's uncanny. And then being Lanariel, she would use her action to dash, right? Am I wrong?
I'd see that. That makes sense.
I don't want to do anything she wouldn't do. Which only is going to get her to there. No! No again! To there. As she's got her battle axe out, and she just recklessly charges forward. I'm gonna just stab you in your face! That will bring us to Jellen. Do you have any magic left?
Say again?
Do you have magic left for today?
Magic?
What's magic?
I have science!
No.
Do you have any science left for today?
Jellen is going to... Dismounting, is that half your movement speed to dismount? Okay. Jellen is going to move the barrel crab. $10 He's going to dismount for 12.5 of his 25 feet.
Okay.
You might need to dismount me.
Don't ever say that to me again.
Make me.
You are mounted. You're dismounted?
Dismounted. Yes. And then Jellen is going to take a crossbow shot.
Okay.
There's a
A 13. Not going to be quite enough to hit.
That's all he's got.
Ah, shoot!
That's all he's got.
Was that supposed to be a disadvantage? What's the range on that?
Range is 80, and he's at 70.
Oh, okay, perfect. Crossbow's got crazy ass range. Alright. And Kellen, what would you like to do?
I guess within our mind link, I'll tell Sebastian. Sebastian, if you'd be so kind, could you maybe fly around or fly high and come behind the guy? Maybe distract him a bit to help us get some type of advantage?
You want me to go engage with that ruffian over there?
No, just like fly around him from the back, keep an eye out for us. And if you feel so inclined to help out and be the gentleman I know you are, maybe give him a distraction.
His fly speed is at 60, so he'd be able to get to here.
I'm hoping, okay, that he'll like skirt around, dashing, going.
Okay.
To get there, and eventually maybe give advantage after he just seems like a normal owl flying through the wood.
Okay.
Nothing normal about Sebastian.
Okay. You want him to fly over to here?
I mean, it's his choice, but yeah, kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Looks like there are already birds in that area. Animated
birds
maps.
all over this map.
Yeah, he's in the process of flying from one tree to another.
Oh. Alright, so the owl just kind of flies by. The bandit doesn't even really pay it any heed, kind of looking at Lanariel as she is charging forward with this axe. He's, you can see that he's got a bunch of daggers kind of strapped to the front and has this sort of a harness that's on the front of him. And you can see he's got like at least 8 or so daggers kind of stuck in this harness going up his chest. And you see him pull out this big scimitar, and he looks like he's ready to get to work on your friend here.
So I move up to where I am, and with my spellbook, I begin to I crack it open, and I sort of begin to pull sort of greenish energy out of it. And I'm gonna hold my action so when the bandit gets probably near the closest, when he comes another 10 feet, because I believe he's 70 feet from me, and my max range is 60 right now. And once he comes within 60 feet, I'll slam my head down into the ground and cast what was it called? I just had it open. Where'd my sheet go places? Infestation. There we go.
Okay. All right. So that will be
right,
your turn.
Yep.
He's going to take us to Dell. And he is going to just charge past Lanariel. Just kind of charges past her, and he just kind of runs right up to this bandit, and he just kind of sets himself with this shield and his warhammer right in front of this bandit. And he says, "Oh, you're going to have to get through me first, lad." That is going to be...
I tisk, as now my plan is ruined.
Because this gentleman does not have any bonus actions, so... I guess bonus action is a fucking... Or a Divine Favor is a bonus action, so I could have done that last time and charged.
Yep, could have technically dashed and gone forward.
The more you know. Okay. That is going to be the end of his turn. Alabaster. You're muted, sir.
Oh, I've hit the wrong button. That sound that makes every time it switches turns, that's got me twice to go jump. Alright, so Alabaster's going to move forward a little bit. Oh, it worked.
Difficult. Roll a dexterity check to get over that wall.
Oh, okay.
Could he use acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics. That's good.
Man, I do some flips over that thing.
Yeah, you just kind of run at it. You just do a little flip over the corner of that thing, land on the other side, run over to your spot, pulling out that crossbow.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you see Dell kind of standing in front of him, but you're able to kind of take aim.
And I should get sneak attack on this, right? Because Dell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I gotta make sure sneak attack works this time.
You can always just type it into the bonus damage thing.
Yeah, when you click damage, just type 3d6 or 2d6.
Yeah.
That's a whiff.
Sorry about that. That is not going to hit. You're right.
I was use my crossbow feat to fire again, and I think it's at a negative. It's -2 though.
Okay, you can also type -2 into that same field. When you roll. There's a little field that should show.
Is it -2 for attack and damage, or just for damage?
No.
It's a second attack, dual damage. Don't you lose your proficiency on it?
If you're using the crossbow again, I don't think you lose your proficiency on the attack. If you're using the rapier in your other hand, I think you might be losing something. But if you're using crossbow expert, you're just shooting again with your crossbow.
It says when you use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with the hand crossbow you are holding.
Yeah, so you can attack again with the crossbow, since the first one-handed weapon you used was the hand crossbow. And
Right.
you ignore loading, so you can just shoot again. I don't think you lose anything. I don't think this is two-weapon fighting.
No,
Oh, good.
straight attack. How many times can you do that, though? As many as you want.
As many as I want. It's part of the feat, and I missed again.
It's just a bonus action.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass. Okay. That is going to miss again, sadly. As the first one kind of shoots out, and he registers you. As the second one actually shoots out, though, he has to kind of duck against that one. He says, "I'm going to enjoy killing all of you."
Fuck you!
And I do a curse underneath my breath at my crossbow, like fucking piece of shit.
Fucking work!
Oh my god, you have no clue how close it is to my other server where I'm a gunslinger, and my gun keeps jamming on me. It's literally like a quote that they saved in there. Because my gunslingers are Kinku, so it's in like a southern sort of hillbilly accent going, "You stupid motherfucker piece of shit! Why don't you work?"
Alright, that is my turn, and it's ending now.
Oh, that's going to take us to the bandit captain. And he turns his attentions back to Dell here. And you see him, he just kind of like twirls this scimitar around in his hand. And you see him just go into this attack routine. He just instantly leaps at Dell with these 3 strikes. He strikes out at him 3 different times. And let's see. I think this actually rolls. Oh!
Oh, he seems to be more proficient than the other ones.
All right. So the first one, you see Dell kind of gets his shield up and in the way. The second one, however, as he quickly reverses his grip and he swings back the other direction, you see it kind of just slices in between a couple of the plates in Dell's armor and just kind of slashes him right across his arm. You see blood start to drip out from the crevices. For 8 points of damage. And then as he again kind of reverses his grip on it and he swings back again, Dell's able to kind of get his arm up just in time. He blocks it with the warhammer, but you see him kind of wince a little bit from the wound, the fresh wound in his arm.
Concentration check?
Apply damage. Oh shit. That was a big fucking hit, actually. I forgot everybody's first level. 8 points is a fucking brutal hit. So you actually see Dell, after taking the hit, blocking with the warhammer. You see him actually just kind of like holding his arm, and he's backing up but you see him kind of like down behind his shield a little bit. Definitely looks like his arms kind of hanging that's holding the warhammer. That bandit's turn, and you hear the. What am I making the save for?
Divine favor.
I thought that was just extra damage.
I think it's a concentration spell.
I thought Divine Favor was a feature of the Paladin.
Oh, he's a cleric.
Cleric, pardon me.
I wasn't sure. It sounds like a spell that I know.
It is a spell.
Oof.
I don't know. It came up on the cleric spell list, so I gave it to him. Oh, I think he gets it because he's one of the war cleric.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is true. I just checked. But it is a concentration spell.
Yes, so he does have to roll that Constitution check. Ability check or saving throw? It's ability check.
Saving throw.
Of course I'm wrong. I'm always wrong.
He's good.
But it's enough. Okay, he does kind of grunt against the blow, but you can see that was definitely a serious hit on this cleric. That is going to take us to Lanariel, and she is going to...
Get him, Lanariel! Cleave his face in!
She is going to run right up next to this guy. Kind of right where the ramp is starting to head up, but she kind of goes to the other side of it up next to him and just kind of cleaves at him with this battle axe. .16 is going to be enough to hit, and as it kind of digs into him, into his side for 10 big points of damage, you see him... as you see a bright arc of blood just kind of spray out from this bandit's side. He says, I'm killing you next.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, so sweet, so fine. Look so good, we got
Alright.
All in Jellen's head. He never said it out loud.
Oh, that totally happened out loud. Accidentally. And let's see. Didn't she action surge against this mimic?
Have we actually had a short rest? Did we ever actually take one?
Oh,
I don't think
she doesn't get action surge until second?
Yeah, no. She has second one. Action surge is second level.
Yeah. So yeah, she's done. Alright, so that is the end of Lanariel's turn. That is going to take us to Jellen. We got this, guys.
Let's see. Jellen takes a shot.
Take your shot, bruh.
$18.
18 is going to hit.
5 damage.
5 damage. As it sticks him right in his shoulder. You hear him kind of grunt against the pain, but he definitely seems to be focused on this priest in front of him.
If he's focused on Dell, and I'd noticed that, I'm going to move a little closer as well.
He's marked. Who marked him?
I marked him.
He's been marked by the node.
Oh, that didn't work.
can't hear you, sir.
Jellen was still attached to the mount, so I had to dismount him and then move the distance.
I thought you dismounted last round. You should be.
I thought so too, but it wouldn't let me move, so I had to do another like dismount. Actually, in the system.
25 feet of movement. Right?
Say again.
You should still have the 25 feet of movement, though.
Yeah. I moved 20 feet, and I ending my turn.
All right, that brings us to Kellen.
All right.
All right.
Now that he's in my range, the green energy I was going to slam into the ground actually coalesces into like a dripping ball of acid as I lob it over the top of my companion's head, and it splashes down on top of our bandit, hopefully. As I use Acid Splash.
Okay. Let's roll.
Oh, meets it, beats it.
Just enough. And that is a cantrip, so it's no damage, right?
Yep, no damage. Okay. And then after I miss with my acid ball, I go, damn! And then in my mind, with the link with Sebastian, he's clearly engaged, Sebastian. If you could provide a distraction, we may be able to take him down. How about Del? He's very hurt.
Oh dear.
I'll pay you later. I can summon creepy collies, all you want.
I believe I'll be earning a few mice for this maneuver, so. And
yep, sure.
He is going to move. As you see here.
I mean, I can move him if you wanted to, if you want me to.
Yeah, wherever you want to move him is fine. That's where I was going to go with it.
So, as we have learned, he flies in, uses the help action, and then is able to fly out with a level feature of flyby. In my turn?
Yeah.
Like, right as it becomes Belle's turn, Sebastian, like, scrapes his claws across the back of the, or tugs the headband of the bandit and then flies away real quick, trying to give Del an advantage.
Okay. Let's see. How was it that Connor was doing the help action? Wasn't it something to do with the passive something, right?
But I mean, this is a specific, less like players helping each other, but a specific thing familiars can do.
That gives him advantage.
So, I mean, that's the only action he can do. It gives the first next attack advantage. It's only on attack rolls.
And then he's also going to get the +2 to hit as well. And you see Del kind of standing there, and you see him kind of growl a little bit against this pain, and he kind of like hangs the hammer for a second. Then he just kind of lashes out with this thing. A little bit of fury, a little bit of almost desperation in there as well. You can tell he's definitely hurting from this attack. Let's see. We're going to give him a +2 and advantage. Oh, man. Well, I mean, 202 is still pretty good, but it was almost better, goddammit. So that 22 is definitely going to hit, and you see him just kind of aiming for this bandit right in the dome on this guy. And I'm just going to add 1d4. total of 10 points. And you see this hammer just kind of crack this bandit right in the skull. He kind of rocks to the side and like shakes his head a little bit, and he kind of looks back. Definitely seems to be a little bit, shaken up, not dazed or anything, but not stoked.
As Sebastian's mission is complete, he flies away to safety.
Okay. It's going to be the end of Dell's turn. So we'll take us right to Alabaster.
Get him out!
Him down.
And he's still cursing at his crossbow. He goes, better not let me down.
Ooh, 19's going to hit.
Point proven. Threaten your weapons and they'll work.
Add that sneak attack.
Oh, I retroactively Dell shifts to here.
For the flanking bonus.
Yes.
Okay.
That would have been part of his action. 4 points.
And
Did
then
you
one
add...
more. 9 points.
9 points.
Is it just 1d6 for sneak attack?
One first level.
Okay.
We're still babies.
And you see another bolt as another bolt slams into him. Now you see him, he's definitely starting to look a little bit nervous, and you see him looking like he's kind of in a more of a defensive stance and looking like maybe he might want to try and get away from this encounter.
Okay. And Alabaster's going to be happy about that shot. Be like, no one more.
He's going to hit for another 7.
7 more.
Okay. As another bolt plunks into him, you see him definitely like trying. He's favoring his side now, where he's got an arrow in his chest, a couple in his side there. He's got a nice big gash on this side and a big fat bruise and blood pouring down the side of his head. He's definitely looking worse for the wear at this point. So it could be the end of your turn, sir.
Yes, it is. It's all on to you now, little man.
All right. You see him
We got
kind
this.
of defensively backing up. He backs up a step to here and kind of up against this thing. You see him again. He kind of turns and says, I'm taking one of you with me. And he swipes once at Dell.
Natural one, natural one.
Ah!
What happens to him? What's that natural 1 table?
I know. I need to get that in here. I haven't actually brought it in yet, but he, as he takes this swing at Dell, Dell kind of blocks it with his shield, and as he does so, you see it just kind of like just flops right out of his hand, and as it kind of clatters to the ground, he kind of looks up at Dell, who just kind of at him. He does have multi-attack. I
Unarmed
feel
attack?
like he should be able to use one of those to pick it back up.
He still has his object interaction, so
Yeah, it'd be a free app to pick it right back up.
It does. So he kind of kneels down to the ground, and as he kind of swoops it up, he's going to take a swipe at Dell's knee. .12 is not going to hit. You see Dell's easily able to knock it out of the way with his Warhammer. And with his last attack, he's again going to try and attack this cleric. And again, Dell's easily able to bat this attack to the side. And you see him kind of down on the ground already. He just kind of drops down to his knees and he throws his sword down to the ground and says, all right then. I've had enough. And that is going to be the end. The bandit captain's turn. It's going to bring us to Lanariel. And you see
Dude.
Lanariel standing there. And Sebastian cannot talk.
We can't hear Sebastian.
Sebastian
I
said,
was trying to click my token, and I forgot I was on Sebastian. That came from Kellen, not Sebastian.
let's roll for Lanariel. Let's roll charisma on this one.
Non-lethal battle axe.
I mean,
It's a flatted blade, you can conk him over the head.
And she's like, I don't fucking think so. This fucker's gotta die. And she just swings down with her axe at this guy.
That was the half orc in her.
Oof. But as she does so, the bandit actually, he just ducks and rolls. And he's actually able to kind of get up to one knee again. He's still going to be prone. But he is kind of at one knee as he kind of rolls up and away from this. Says, oh, just like an orc to attack someone who's surrendered. And Lanariel says, as if, and then and that's going to be Jellen's turn.
so he's thrown down his weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible for me to load up a blunted arrow tip to knock him out? Or maybe an arrow with like a boxing glove in the front, like straight up Green Arrow or Hawkeye style.
I just feel like you would have had to have already pre-planned either one of these things. But
It's a great idea, Ellen.
The boxing glove, maybe not so much, but a blunted arrow, yeah, you could probably do something like that in the future.
Dal, how's your healing? Can you fix yourself?
Ah. I have no magic to call upon favor from me, God, today.
I'm coming!
And Jellen will.
Perhaps we should finish off the bad guy first, Jellen.
He's surrendered.
He would have not have been so kind to us. Just remember that.
I believe there's still justice to be served today.
But we can probably for information.
Jellen.
Information is important, though.
Exactly! Knowledge is power!
And Jellen's going to dash over to Dell.
Okay.
And he's level 1, that's all he can do. That's his turn.
Okay. Alright. That's going to bring us to Kellen.
Yep, I shout out, don't kill him! We can pop him for information about other bandits! And that guy he just sent off in a cart! As he rushes forward. So right about there, and he looks the bandit guy on his knees in the eyes, as they're probably now eye level, and says, "Look, we'll spare you, but no funny business. One wrong move, and I'll melt your face." As I once again pull from my book, glowing green energy, and I hold the dripping acid orb out to the side. No funny moves, and you'll live, and not have a melted face. As I hold Acid Splash for any, aggressive action, as I threaten him to, be non-combative.
Okay.
And then in my mind, I of course congratulate or pump, flatter Sebastian about his awesome tactics and his distraction tactics.
Yes, well, I was, first in my class, of course, at the Owl Training Academy.
You really missed out on saying.
Probably, some Guardians of Galhood, maybe?
Yes. The armor we wear is glorious.
You could have said Alxford Academy.
But that is my
Here,
turn.
you,
It's
sir.
just to hold my action.
Okay. This is a poxum fairy creatures. Murdered a lot of you like we murdered your friend. Tracked him down to the city, to the northwest. Tough little bugger, I'll give him that.
What? What?
Spits.
I love the ass at him. Murderer!
Okay. Go ahead and roll that held action.
What is it? Spells. And since he's prone, he would technically have disadvantage on his saving throw.
Okay. Well, let's roll. Said saving throw.
He still launches the acid.
He's had some good rolls.
He is actually, and as it's coming at his face, you see his eyes widen just a little bit, and he dives, just kind of dives down again, and he starts making these scrabbling motions towards his sword that's on the ground there. And that's the end of your turn.
Don't do that.
That was my held action. That was my reaction. It's still Dell's turn.
I think it's Alabaster.
So you see this bandit seems to be now kind of scrambling towards his sword that's on the ground there.
Actually, you skipped Dell.
Yeah,
That was my reaction on Dell's turn currently.
Okay. So as he's scrabbling for this hammer, or for his sword, you see Dell just kind of looks down at him, and you see this kind of look come over his eyes, and he says, "Justice will be done today." And he raises his hammer up over his head. And he is going to have advantage at this guy, as he is prone. Just because. Are you
My
not
mama said knock you out.
Mama said knock you out. Are you knocking out down? And he clobbers this bandit with a big hit. For 8 more points of damage. And you see him again as his head just kind of turns. You see blood just kind of splurt out of his mouth. You hear this loud crack. His jaw just kind of hanging at this weird angle. He's like, "Oh, sounds much less threatening with half of his mouth hanging off of his face. And that is going to bring it to Alabaster.
He did, right?
He is not. You see him still kind of sitting there, his jaws kind of hanging off of his face. You see him just kind of weakly still trying to reach out and grab this scimitar that he had thrown to the ground.
Alabaster's gonna walk up to him and just. There's a voice in my head. Speak your name, boy.
He might need to nod his head. He probably can't talk all the way.
You see him just kind of like still weakly trying to reach out and grab that scimitar.
Is your name Alavinda?
Fuck you!
We tried.
I'm gonna go to like I'm picking him up, and I'm just gonna put my scimitar right through him.
Okay.
Or rapier, sorry.
Okay.
You know. Go ahead and roll with advantage. It's a hit. Okay.
$15 damage. That's a sneak attack added to it.
Okay. So as you step up, you just sink your rapier right into this bandit, and it just kind of sinks almost all the way up to the hilt, and you see him just kind of sitting there, and you're almost kind of holding him up with the weight of the rapier, and he's just kind of, you see blood just kind of spurt out of his mouth, and he's just kind of sitting there, just kind of weakly breathing, and he just kind of just weakly spits blood in your direction, but still just barely holds on to breath.
All right. I will end my turn here going, damn, this dude don't die. I'm feeling bad for him now.
Okay. So let's 5 damage. I mean, at 1 hit point, I like realism in my game. With 1 hit point, he is basically just kind of sitting there, just kind of weakly, just kind of clinging onto life, spitting blood in your general direction, but definitely not in a position to be making any kind of sudden moves or anything like that. And that... Then you see Lanariel as he's kind of sitting there, as you kind of got your sword still kind of plunged into his chest, just grabs this guy by his head and pulls his head back so he's like this. And you see her just pull this battle axe up and over her head and just looking very threatening at this guy. And as she swings down at the last second, you see her instead club him on the side of his head with the butt of this battle axe.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Let's roll.
Yeah, I lost my cool there for a second. I'm sorry.
I'm not carrying this man back to town.
And she is easily able to club him to the ground. And as he does fall over, it's going to be the end of this combat.
I think we should probably take a rest.
Anybody got a rope? Tie him up.
As he falls to the ground, you see his hand kind of flops, in the blood that's kind of gathered from him and around him. Mitch, go ahead and roll a perception check with advantage. Actually, everybody that's around him right now can roll a perception check. But Mitch, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Am I?
20.
Is Jellen close enough?
Yeah. Alabaster, you definitely notice as soon as his hand hits the ground, you see this ring on his hand, and the insignia that is on this ring, you instantly recognize as an organization called the Zhentarim.
All right. As I'm using my 50-foot rope to tie him up, I'm going to try to take that ring without anyone noticing.
Jellen, you did not notice this.
You don't say.
You know, it's what do you do? Lanariel is definitely not kind of looking at this. And Dell, you could see him kind of holding on to his arm where this massive kind of wound was. And he kind of looks over at Kellen and he says, I think a rest might be needed. And he kind of walks past this bandit, kind of kicks the dead body as he walks past him, kind of heads over and leans up against this rock. Kind of what seems to be what's left of a pillar or something like that. Kind of just leans up against it to rest for a few moments. And that, my friends, is going to be where we hit second level.
Yay!
Congratulations to all of you. Go ahead and start that leveling up process to second level. You guys have all earned it, especially with a big fight with a bandit leader. That was scary. You're lucky he was attacking Dell the whole time.
Oh, if that one attack I hit Dell would end me.
It would have ended most of you. So, good job.
Got 7 HP, man. That's scary.
So, you guys gonna drag this bandit leader off the path?
Jellen is going to get into the barrel crab and use one of the pinchers for the barrel and the other pincher to pick up this bandit leader's body, if possible.
Remember, I tied him up, so.
Put the web on him.
But we don't want to carry him, so we'll use the barrel crab to do it.
Right. I just said it so Sebastian will follow you around wherever you go.
Awesome.
Yay.
And I asked Sebastian, does he like insects? Or are you more of the small animals type of owl?
Oh, I'm definitely fond of the occasional treat when it comes to insects and things of the like. A nice juicy moth, or perhaps a grub, or sometimes a spider. If I can find them, a praying mantis. Those are quite delectable.
As he says this, as we're taking a rest, I'll use a point at the ground and do infestation, and all manner of creepy crawlies will swarm that area. How about it, Sebastian? You earned it.
This is scrumptious. Very nice feast. You see him just kind of like grabbing spiders and centipedes and whatever little creepy crawly, just kind of hopping around. Just goes to town on this feast.
Did Alabaster just take the ring, or did Alabaster search this bandit leader's pockets?
Oh, I just pocketed the ring. I would have looked very unobvious, obviously.
Jellen is going to shake down the bandit leader, pockets, boots, underneath his bandana, everything.
Okay. Let's see. While I figure out what little delectable loot treats you guys are going to pick up, why don't we take a quick break? I got to text the lady and make sure she can get in and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I get that school of transmutation now.
1d4. Oh, baby!
A hot roller.
Wow. A hot roller.
Wow, a 30.
Yeah, I get deep in this dude.
Damn, this guy was rich. Okay, after you you search him, and you suspect that he may or may not have just gotten paid or something to that nature, because you find a big sack of coins on him. And he has 10 gold pieces, 17 silver pieces, and 24 copper pieces. Yep. And you also find 2 small gems. Not really sure on the quality of those. So as you guys kind of search him or whatever you do manage to take, are you guys taking a short rest or a long rest? Or
Well, that's up to Dell. Dell
Probably a
knows
long rest.
I feel like Dell would like to have a long rest.
I mean, we've spent what, almost a full day tracking here and tracking back without any rest after 2 different combats and a runaway
3.
helicopter crossbow machine. Yep, 3 combats with a mimic too. We've done a lot in about a day's time.
It is, and so yeah, and you see him instantly kind of just go to sleep.
So, I guess as we rest,
I'm just gonna
I'll
get-
try to attune to the hat.
Should have my spells back. Yeah. Man,
It's like, Jellen, look, we got this cool hat, and it totally works with my entire motif. Kellen has no stars or moons or anything on him. It's just a glowy hat that he puts on his head.
It's a pretty good hat. Sometime you have to let me borrow that, see if I can figure out how it works.
No disassembling my wizard's hat, okay?
I put it back together.
Here, have this. Try this, and I hand you the wand of pyrotechnics.
genius.
I am going to sit down with the wand of pyrotechnics, and I mean, I already know it's a wand of pyrotechnics, but I don't think I was there when he was explaining what it does. But I'm going to go ahead and cast Identify as a ritual over the course of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically, I put it down, I break out it looks like a blanket, and then I fold the blanket out to be like stiff, little spot, put it down, take out all sorts of little tools, start fidgeting around with it, experimenting, putting little zaps on it, seeing how it reacts in a big jug of viscous liquid. This is all over the course of 10 minutes until I figure out exactly what it does.
Alright, you casting Identify?
That's what he said.
Okay.
Casting
You
Identify.
should be able to click on it looks like a present in the right hand column.
Yep.
And if you just type in wand, you should be able to pull up a wand of pyrotechnics. It'll
That's
pull up a
also
list of
part-
all the wands, or you can just type in pyrotechnics.
Yeah, there's like 30 wands.
Yeah, just scroll down or try pyrotechnics. I think.
Okay,
It's also in the part of the loot.
I see it.
And also, if you guys are making a party loot, you can have that open, and while it's in the editing field, if you just grab an item and drag it and drop it in there, it'll actually create a hyperlink to it. So when you're reading the description of the party loot without actually editing it, there will be a little link, and you can just pop up whatever items you have.
That's pretty cool.
I immediately affix the wand of pyrotechnics to a frame with a handle and a trigger on it, and turn it into for flavor, like it's a little gun, a little flare gun.
Yeah. That is so not impactful on combat. I mean, it could be situationally very useful.
For the next concert you go to, it could be amazing.
Yeah. Next concert, totally.
The rave guy.
And then Jellen, after you as you affix the wand of pyrotechnics and turn it into a flare gun, Kellen will rush it to the side of you and hold, like, just thrust it into your face. A stone that is like it's a small stone, but and you can tell that it's a stone, but it doesn't have the look of a stone. It is wooden, as he says. See, transmutation.
Impressive. Yeah. So this was initially a pure rock carbon.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. There's so many things we can do with this.
A little bit, though. We're gonna have to figure out how to keep it as a permanent effect, because unfortunately,
yes.
it'll last about an hour, and then all of a sudden, back to normal it will go.
Just an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. Mm-hmm.
So this calls for celebration!
And he fires the pyrotechnics flare gun.
Pew, 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 pew.
As we call upon every bandit in the area to investigate the fireworks show.
So at some point during this time, what? I didn't do it. No, it wasn't me. Don't blame me. You hear this voice in your mind, like, Kellen, what? You don't want me to pick
Is it a tabaxi?
and you hear this voice in your mind, excuse me, sir. Well, there seems to be sort of a cage over here.
Oh, that's right. There was something about a cage. Run over.
I thought the cage was pulled away by a cart or something.
No, sitting at the feet of this bandit, as it was born.
Yeah, he did describe the cage after the thing had pulled away.
And you see Sebastian just kind of sitting over here on the top of the cage. You're going to go over there and check that out?
Yep. I'm coming.
What happened?
As we trade places, apparently.
No. I think he's still following you, so it did something weird. Anyway. So you see this cage is sitting there. As you come over, you see Sebastian sitting on the top of this thing. You see his claws kind of tap, tap, tap on it a little bit. You immediately notice that the door of this cage is open. It just kind of just seems to be kind of sitting there, open. Looking inside of it, it looks like there's some sort of a blanket that's just been kind of wadded up in the bottom of it, and it seems to be some sort of a small dish that looked like maybe it had water or something in it at some point. And then you don't see anything else in there.
Oh, well, seems like the bandit had a animal in this cage. This seems like something you probably transport a small animal in.
Is the cage big enough to fit a full-grown man?
No, you'd think it'd be big enough to hold, like a small dog or house cat, something like that. A smaller size animal, but big enough that you wouldn't be able to put a weasel or a rat or something like that in it.
No.
Just the
Don't
right
make this weird.
for Sebastian. Don't even consider it, sir.
I didn't consider it.
Jellen's going to pick up the cage, and
Sebastian goes flapping away. As you go to pick it up.
Pardon me?
picks up the cage, and he walks it back over to their prisoner.
Okay.
Yeah, as Jellen is doing that, I know we're on a stone pathway, but are there any tracks off to the side, maybe? Because it looks like this creature might have escaped.
You do see some of the, footprints of activity. Obviously the bandits seem to have kind of claimed this bridge. So you do see, recent signs of movement and activity, but it's, more like the abundance of it almost makes it hard to recognize what might be old or new.
I go, I'm not a tracker, I don't do this thing. And then run back over with Jellen and everybody else.
Okay. It's weird that he's not following you. Maybe he has to be right next to you to follow you.
So while this bandit boss is tied up and in the crab claw, Jellen is going to...
fucking out, leave me alone, no?
Can somebody wake him up?
Lanariel kicks him. And he's
For 1 point of damage.
he dies. He spits some blood, kind of looks up at you all, kind of from where he's laying down. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Good morning!
You fucking ain't killed me yet.
No? So,
Fuck off.
I'm Jellen Boomsparkles. This is my brother Kellen Boomsparkles. This is Alabaster Lanariel. We are the Boomsparkles Adventuring Company. So, what you have in this cage?
Fucking blabbering fairies at me. The fuck you just say?
What was in the cage?
I'm sorry, perhaps I have a mode of speech that is difficult to understand that sometimes. Alabaster, would you mind?
Oh, I'll break a finger.
I didn't mean that! I didn't ask him the question!
Fucking blimey, mate. Fuck off. Fucking golden cat, man, you fucking bastard.
A golden cat. What?
Golden cat.
Shite.
Like a cat made of gold?
Fuck. Well, if you ain't heard of one, you ain't worth having one, huh? Fuck. Some kind of fucking critter we was sitting here to capture.
Sent by who?
Fuck off.
Sir, I would ask you to reconsider your circumstances and please cooperate.
I need to reconsider your fucking situation.
I'll just grab his hand real quick.
Fuck! Sent by me boss. Fuck.
Does he have to ask?
Go ahead.
Does he have to ask your boss's name? Or are you just gonna say it, please?
Fuck. If I tell you that, they might as well just kill me now, eh? And he kind of as he's holding his hand, he kind of looks down and he says, Alright, What the fuck? And he seems to be, he notices that this ring seems to be missing off of his head.
What's wrong?
Oh, fucking thieves, a lot of you.
Oh, your gold.
No.
Yes, we took your gold. That's ours now. But it's pretty funny that you would call us thieves. I mean, isn't that your whole vocation?
Oh man. What the fuck do you want from me then?
So, what's your name?
I don't think I'll have to tell you a lot much, do I? You got what you wanted from me.
We could throw you in jail, or
the river.
You might as well kill me if I tell you anything.
even your name. Just your name.
It's fucking Olivanda.
Ah. So you were the okay. You were the boss to the guys we killed earlier, but you have your own boss. Okay.
Killed only mates then.
Yeah, we
You're the
killed the
boss.
boss. Did you tell your guys to kill Garen? And did you kill Garen? He's a little gnome guy, messenger.
You talking about that little Fey man? We tracked him through the woods. Thought we killed him
Yep, you killed
dead.
him.
Is that? Why did you kill him?
Partly because killing little gnomes is fun.
I say we kill him now. Alabaster, shiv him.
All right,
Jellen,
I'll stick my knife in him.
Well, hold on. Jellen stops, and he...
Ah, fuck. Yeah, you're gonna kill a man while he's down then. Suppose you're the one that robbed me, eh?
I've
robbed
done
you.
much worse.
I robbed you and I'm not done yet.
Jellen gets into the crab. He walks the barrel crab, holding Alavander, and into the river.
Okay.
Tied up into the river.
And he's
Fuck.
he's lowering him into the deep.
Are you putting him underwater or just above it, or?
He's lowering him into the deepest part of the river you can find, perhaps right underneath the. Oh, actually, yeah. Well, explicit advisory. This is gonna be a waterboarding moment. He's gonna he's gonna hold him over the well, he's gonna just push him towards the waterfall. And
Last chance. Cooperate with us.
Yeah, he seems to be kind of resolutely like staring at this big kind of clanking monstrosity, but you can kind of see that he's kind of afraid of this thing. At the same time, just I mean, it's a big giant metal claw monster. So he's definitely seems to have a little bit of resistance to this.
Actually, didn't work.
And you see Dell also seems to be kind of watching this. Those of you that are still kind of standing over there seems to be kind of watching this with a little bit of trepidation. Says, yeah, I'm all for taking a man down in combat, but don't sit right. No, I'm not one for torture. Yeah.
I didn't think the boy had it in him. I'm actually quite proud
Neither
of the
did
guy.
I mean, I guess our years apart, Jellen learned some stuff. But I mean, it's all in the pursuit of keeping everyone safe. 'Cause I mean, as we're not heard even from Nomengard, the whole bandit thing has become a problem. It's kind of important to find out the network or who they're working for, keep the people safe.
You don't have to convince me.
Oh no, I'm talking to Dell.
Yeah, Dell definitely seems to be not super stoked about this situation, and he just kind of.
Jellen
perhaps to keep an eye on then. And he actually turns and starts walking in this direction. And you can kind of tell that he just kind of seems to not want to watch what's happening.
This is why I do not keep company with the religion.
Lanariel, on the other hand, has some popcorn out, and she's leaning up against the wall, and she just kind of like,
Of course.
tossing kernels back and just kind of watching. What would you like to? So you're holding up this bandit captain, and he's just kind of hanging there, and he says, "The fuck do you want from me then?"
Jellen
Yeah, I
pops
changed
open the top of the barrel crab, and he looks back at everybody, sees Dell walking away, and he looks for anybody else to give him a thumbs up, thumbs down, kill him, don't kill him, any confirmation of whether or not he should proceed.
There's a thumbs up from my brother. It's like slow and into, but yep.
All right. I'll tell you about the fucking cat then, oi? Sorry, I went into Dell there at the end.
Then Jellen's gonna walk back onto the shore with him.
Okay. You're kind of dangling him, just kind of keep him dangled out over the water, or wait, how are you gonna?
Yeah.
Talk.
Does the fucking rotate not work anymore because I have the turning thing on? All right. Anyway, so you're kind of holding them out over this water here with the crab claws, and it says, "Fuck, I'm gonna fucking die for this anyway. I work for an agency called the Zhentarim."
What? Say that again? You work for what?
The Zhentarim, you little runt.
Alabaster, give me the deck. I'll shift my goddamn self.
Keep going.
Sent to find and capture this magical animal, beast, called the golden cat. Said to be spawning in areas of wild magic. Know something about that, Stop doing that. Anyway, we found one. Oh, almost lost it when your friend came along. Thought it'd be smart to try and save it. Turned out to be a pretty stupid move, didn't it?
You were sent to kill it or capture it?
Capture the cat, your friend. Garen, you said his name was? Never did learn that. Tough little bugger.
Yeah.
Tried to save the beast. Didn't have much luck with that, did he? I went to go find him. After he escaped. That's where I was when you slaughtered me, men.
What's your contact with the Zhentarim agency? How do you reach them?
Quinn, are you okay?
He's getting attacked by brotherly love. It's brotherly love.
There's no love involved, Debbie.
Is he older brother or younger brother?
I only weigh
younger.
I only weigh 230 pounds, man. I'm
Yeah, the only 230 pounds.
I used to weigh 320, man.
That's an older brother's prerogative, man. I got nothing to say to you.
So you got it.
Older brothers are allowed
Don't tip me off. I'm not.
So yeah, he basically says, it was something called a sending stone.
Where is it?
Well, I've given it back to him. Job was done. I gave him the beast.
That's what happened. That's who just rode off. You just did that. Well, 6 to 8 hours ago.
Indeed. I suppose you've stolen me payment as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your assistance. Lanariel?
Yeah?
Would you mind, relieving this man of his, head?
Mortal coil.
I've been, waiting for this. And she, walks over and you see the bandits, I told you everything.
Yes.
I told you everything.
Yes. So I'm not going to drown you. This is going to be quick. This is mercy. You shouldn't have killed Garen.
Mercy. You won't see any mercy from your bosses.
Nor they from us.
Lanariel steps forward. She kind of hefts up the battle axe and just kind of smirks at him for a second.
Jellen's gonna rotate the crab perfectly so that it just lays its neck out right in front of her.
Okay. So Lanariel finishes off the bandit. That is going to be where we call it for tonight. As the bandit's head in a trail of blood arcs through the air and lands into the water. End credits.